Hey guys, it's Roxanne from RoxanneLynch.com. Hey, how's it going in your neck of the woods? I know that there was some ladies that I was speaking with the other day, and we were talking about our whys, like why we do what we do, and digging into this, thinking that, Christmas is coming. The holiday season is upon us. There's going to be a lot more conversations with your friends and your family, your coworkers, the women that you know, and they might be still asking you why you're doing what you do. Like, why are you in a network marketing business? Why do you, decide that you want to work from home? And sometimes, it's a little bit tough to formulate those words in a way that conveys the meaning of the heart that we're feeling at the time. So whether it's your colleagues, whether it's just strangers, sometimes explaining our why that we're involved in this beautiful industry and business can sometimes be a little bit of a struggle. So I want to talk about this tonight for you guys, okay? So you guys know that my name is Roxanne Lynch. I live way up here in Alberta. So if you were to drive from the Montana border, it would be about a 9-hour drive straight north and then slightly, toward the Rocky Mountains. And this is what I love to do, to show up in your world, to share some inspiration, to share some insights, so you guys can sometimes think a little bit differently, do differently, get better results within your conversations, within your business, more sales, more signups, more women asking you about your opportunity. So whether you're within my team of social retail, which you guys know that I'm super passionate about, this is some of the things that I teach my team, and I also will share tidbits over time to you guys too. So, you don't have to be part of my team, to get some things. Of course, there's always extra good things on the inside, right? I mean, that's what the extra benefits are of being part of my team. But let's jump into this and share what I have to share, because I know that, all the experts out there, they're talking about us having really big whys, like whys that can sustain us, that can keep us going through the trials and tribulations, that really lights us up, helps us persevere in ways that we're not just going to give up. They're going to keep us focused, on point, and help keep our commitment. Like a big why can sometimes keep us going through the roughest and darkest days when we know that there's something inside us that keeps on going. Okay, but there was a time in my life where I had a really hard time explaining to people what my why was. And to be honest, I mean, I know that my why has significantly changed from when I first began my journey into this industry as a partner, as hands-on, put my credit card down and joined a company back in 2013. My why has changed and evolved, just like I have changed and evolved. It's like, I know I'm not the same woman I was last year. It's like, hello, every day a new version of Roxanne shows up in front of you guys and shows up in front of my heart, in front of my friends and family, my team, and my clients. So first of all, you have to release that from yourself and forgive yourself and acknowledge that it's totally okay for your why to change. Okay, it is totally okay for things to shift and change as we grow, as our hopes and our dreams and our goals grow and change, so will our whys. So we have to give ourselves permission and allow ourselves to do that. I mean, what you might have wanted to be in kindergarten or grade 5 or grade 12 has changed. So should not our whys within this beautiful industry and profession also change? Does that not make a little bit of sense? Maybe your why, is there's so many of them out there, whether you were looking for more control within your financial direction, additional financial freedoms, or maybe you're just looking to get your stuff for free, some diaper dollars. Maybe you have an A-type personality and you want to be your own boss, or maybe you're a yellow personality and you want to serve more people, help more people, and yet the job that you have currently isn't giving you that, allowing you, enabling you to do that. Maybe you want more control within your day. Maybe you want more flexibility. Maybe you want more time with your loved ones or your spouse or your kids. Maybe you just want to lose the commute. There's a lot of whys why women first get drawn to this industry. For me, I was a middle management corporate job, like some of you guys know, and the money was fantastic. It was like above $85,000 a year. So I wasn't in this industry for the money, but I was in this industry and looking for things that my job that, paid the bills and was fantastic, that job didn't satisfy some things within me, such as feeling empowered and uplifted, appreciated, valued, having some recognition. So for me, it was all sisterhood, that connection and that sense of community, being part of something larger than myself in this middle management cubbyhole where, you know, everything that I did just didn't seem to be appreciated or valued. And I wasn't getting the recognition. I was just getting more stuff put on my plate. And any of you guys who have been in middle management know how that, you know, you get everything in from between, from the upper management, from the lower people. So it was a head banging, struggling time. So, you know, my whys at that time with my very first company, I remember those feelings of just not knowing what my why was, because I honestly was going through a little bit of comparitis. If you guys can relate to that, definitely. I was beating myself up. My upline had these really big whys, and they were posting them all over their Facebook feed about, you know, starting orphanages in third world countries and sponsoring many children and, you know, feeding the hungry across the world. And, you know, that didn't seem to connect with me. And I remember beating myself up, going like, what is wrong with me? How come I don't want to do those things? How come I don't have these amazingly big, world moving, shifting, globe shattering, star amazing type whys? Like, well, how come my why just seems so small compared to their whys of what they were showing, you know, up there on Facebook? And I remember really doubting whether my why was worthy. Is that a good enough why? To want sisterhood, to want connection, to want in community, to feel a place where you're feeling valued and appreciated and recognition. And I really beat myself up mentally. I like really badly. And I struggled with that for a long time. But there's a few things that I discovered within myself as my journey evolved along this road of exploring my whys, is that the longer I was in this industry, the more that I started to rediscover and also become the woman that I had forgotten that I was. I started to be a woman of influence. I started to be that go-to person. I grew into a little bit of prestige, and my self-worth and my confidence skyrocketed. And then all of a sudden, I discovered that part of my why is to be a facilitator of other women's dreams. Does that make some sense? Where I didn't have to want the orphanages in the third world country. I was a facilitator to help other women that had those bigger dreams, different dreams than me. And I didn't have to compare. I just had to help them achieve their wants and dreams. And my own were being met, where I was feeling valued and appreciated. I was feeling that sense of recognition and empowerment because I was able to pour into others as I was being poured into. So I discovered that part of my why was more actually what I was doing was more important than my why. What I was doing for these other women was allowing me to have my feel-good feelings with my personality and my learning styles, you know, weren't theirs. And so it's like trying to compare apples and oranges and Volkswagens to pickup trucks. It's okay to be different. But at that time, I didn't know that. And I was really beating myself up. So I want to give you guys 4 questions so you guys can maybe dig into your own whys. And like I said, first of all, because you're going to be able to want to express your whys to women, friends and family, like I said, colleagues and co-workers over the holiday season. So I figured this was kind of important, okay? So the first question you can ask yourself, and you might want to grab a pen, all right? So ask yourself the question, what really lights you up? What gets you sparkling? What gets you excited? What makes you come alive? Because, I mean, the Latin word when it comes to that is like alive means to breathe life into. So what makes, what is around you that just breathes life into you? What really makes you sparkle, okay? That's what fires you up inside. So that is the very first question you should be asking yourself, all right? So question number 2 that you can ask yourself is, developing, okay? So what can you really dig into and unearth within yourself that is exciting, okay? So you know, like I said, it's okay to change. It's okay to recognize that you're not the same woman that you were last year. So what are your developmental, your natural strengths, your natural nuances and tendencies? What comes easily from the inside and just shows up, that, you know, comes across your fingers on the keyboard, or what flows freely from your heart or your mind or your experiences? What has you being most productive and is giving you the greatest fulfillment, where you're sharing and you're giving? Okay, so what are you unearthing, and what is exciting, and how are you sharing that forward? All right, so question number 3 is, we think about our greatest value. Okay, so what is your greatest gift that we're able to give to another woman? How can you capitalize on those biggest strengths of yours, those biggest gifts of yours, for your biggest bang for your buck when it comes to serving other women? I think this one for me is really a big one. So what expertises can you share? What ideas can you share? What feelings, what emotions, what support, what kindnesses, what generosities can you give another woman? So what is your biggest value that you have? And they're all going to be different. They're all going to be different blends, which is a beautiful thing, because that's how we're going to connect with women, is by being different and not being, you know, same old cookie cutter, monkey see, monkey do. So ask yourself, within your circle, within your market, within your friends and family, within your niche, what are your greatest gifts that you're going to be able to offer different women, and be able to communicate and share those forward? Okay, so the last question is kind of a fun one, which is like, how do you really measure your life? Like, how do you measure your success? How do you measure your wins? And if we think about this, you know, asking ourselves those deeper questions about, what are you going to be remembered for? Like, what are you going to be remembered for in a way that you're going to be understood? You're going to be what you wanted to give, what you wanted to do. So if you imagine your eulogy, what kind of things would be you be remembered by? So, you know, we think about this. You know, how do you want to measure your life? Like, what do you want your lasting impact to be? And for me, you know, that was a big one. And same thing, I kind of drilled back through these questions, and it come down to, you know, just 2 things. And maybe you guys can relate to these, but these 2 things were to be able to positively impact other women and be able to make a difference with them. Okay, so positively impact other women and make a difference with them. And, you know, it seems small, like, it's still saying those things seems small, but in the same token, I know that it evolves every day. It unfolds in the conversations that I have. It unfolds with the emotions that I share with my team and my clients and my new friends, the relationships that I'm constantly building and growing. And I just realized that I have to stop comparing myself to other women and remember that sometimes I am a bridge, and I know I'm a really good bridge to other women's successes and to facilitate their dreams. So if I'm capable, which I know I am, of creating positive impacts for other women and making a difference with them, then other women's dreams get to come true. And so I get to kind of live vicariously through my team, through my conversations, through my clients, through my friends, because I'm helping them to their dreams and successes every day. So I find that that is more than worthy and more than enough. And, you know, I ask myself those questions, like, who can I help today, and how can I help today? And understanding that the simple stuff is okay. So that's what I really want you guys to encourage you guys to embrace, that the simple and the plain is never to be, you know, diminished, is never to be pushed aside, that, you know, your why, big or small or unique and different as it is a very worthy why, because it's yours. And if, you know, having that positive impact for other women and helping them make a difference sustains me. It keeps me coming back to the keyboard. It keeps me reaching for the phone. It keeps on reaching, you know, taking the no's and not getting frazzled by them, because I know that out there, someone is waiting for my message. Someone is out there waiting for your connection and your communications, so you can help them facilitate even their dreams. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of help you guys push away any unease or frustration that you might have had, that sometimes go with the simple, and just let yourself grow and embrace the changes that are happening within your day and your life, because it's going to allow you to show up a little bit differently tomorrow, a little bit brighter, a little bit better, and with more sunshine, and therefore helping other women succeed, along with yourself along that journey. Okay, so these are my ideas that I wanted to share with you guys today. If you guys got some value, definitely mash those emoticons. Like I said, this is something that we share readily within our social retail team. So if this kind of sounds a little bit Greek to you and you've never been familiar with social retail, by all means ask me about it. This isn't your mom and pop normal thing, and it's very different than the norm out there. And that's why I think more and more women are finding success within this niche, is because we get just to be ourselves. Big, small, large, crazy, unique, whatever that defines to you. I think that's why we're having the success within this team that we are. So you guys have a fabulous evening. I'll talk to you girls soon. Bye, guys.